committee is coming by. The sheriff's badge ain't worth a thing when the justice ain't got wings. So we take it into our hands and we make them understand. Vigilantes in the shadows, that's where we ride. When the law can't see, we walk the other side. With a vengeance in our hearts and a fire in our eyes. Vigilantes in the shadows till the day they die. The town's been burning with fear and hate, but we're coming for the ones who sealed our fate. With a rope and a fire in the night, we're gonna make sure they see the light. The law may say it's black and white, but we know it's red and it ain't right. We'll do what the law won't do to see the guilty through. Vigilantes in the shadows, that's where we ride. When the law can't see, we walk the other side. With a vengeance in our hearts and a fire in our eyes. Vigilantes in the shadows till the day they die. The wind it howls like a banshee's cry. Outlaws tremble when we pass by. Ain't no mercy, ain't no grace, just the justice of a hard-pressed place. Vigilantes in the shadows, that's where we ride. When the law can't see, we walk the other side. With a vengeance in our hearts and a fire in our eyes. Vigilantes in the shadows till the day they die. So when the town sleeps and the moon's running high, you'll hear the gallop of the horses stride. And if you're guilty, best be prepared, 'cause the Vigilance Committee will be there.
You tell me.
Hello and welcome
Hello.
to the Vigilance Committee. It is exactly 8:30 Eastern Time, and I have Broken System, Broken Trust with me. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Cliff?
Well, what I would like to do, first of all, is share a video that was taken a while back, and I think it'll personalize things pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here. Share the screen. There we go. There we go. And so this is Lion1 on the right, Andrea. And people in the chat, can you tell me who this might be?
We have something we could put right here. Oh, my bad.
And I hear a little bit of background noise, BSBT, but it's not too bad. All right, here we go. Just pay attention to line 1 here.
Hello, darling.
So what you gonna do?
Press on.
So we're gonna go full circle.
right?
Yeah, that was beautiful. Um, so I do want to recognize folks in the chat here. We've got East Carbon Exposed, Archive 98, West Side, Wanda Mize, good to see you. Howard Clegg, Daisy May, Jocko Kansas Cop Watch, Anonymous, End All Immunity. A lot of people in the chat. I'm not sure how many are in the chat. Maybe, and Jenny, good to see you. Ozzy Nathan, always good to see you, brother. So we're going to talk a little bit about the controversy here between Lion1 and the Rascally Rabbit. And so I want to start off with these words from John Felix's stream by Lion1 herself. I think it was kind of a, it was, I want to say, kind of a
Hey,
foretelling.
Cliff,
Yeah, go ahead.
while you play that video, give me just a minute. I'm going to get set up, okay?
Okay, sounds good. So I think it was a foretelling of the future. I think it's pretty profound, the words that she says here. And I'm going to go ahead and share the screen here and just listen to carefully the words that she says here.
About human trafficking in Western North Carolina, drug trafficking, and some of the debauchery I saw from the people who are here masquerading around as volunteers, when many of them are just people who have legal problems, don't want to pay child support, aren't welcome back at home because things aren't good with their spouse, they're committing adultery. I did find out that there are people in this area who are human traffickers and drug traffickers, and the way they're doing it is, in closing, is that they're using the pillars of the community, the churches, the people with good names to hide behind on their private property. So in closing, I just pray, and I hope some people will also pray tonight, that people get some discernment around here and can really see things for what they are. I think that North Carolina, I think there's other ways to take care of ourselves. And I think we did a good job taking care of each other. And we need to have a lot of discernment and do a lot of, digging in if we're going to associate ourselves with these types of people, because there's just too many degenerates coming through this area. So I hope you guys take care and God bless. I'll see you on the next one.
All right, so that's.
So I think that was pretty profound words, and I think that was a foretelling of the future. What's your opinion on that, Broken System?
Well, Cliff, I missed the clip, but if it's the one that I've seen before, was it the one where she was talking about some of the hooligans kind of in the North Carolina area?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that was kind of telling. It's odd that was recorded, I believe, in October. And then Rabbit, I believe, is the one who titled that video. So Rabbit titled the video a farewell address or something to that effect. I don't remember the exact words, right? So he's trying to portray it like those are the last words of his wife that was shot. And we think the gunman is Billy. That's my opinion, too, after listening to testimony. But what I'd like to focus on here is just the fact that he titled that video a farewell to Lion1. That video was not recent. It was from October. But I think it's kind of foreshadowing that she was worried about hooligans in the area, and it turns out that she was right. But those were not her parting words. Her parting words, the folks that have talked to her about 2 weeks before this untimely incident, if you talk to those folks, they will tell you that her farewell address sounded nothing like what was in that video. Although that may have been a message she wanted to get out, it's curious about the title of the video. So those are my thoughts. And then at some point, I'd like to give a quick testimony about the user and loser that we're talking about. But I'll save that for a few minutes. That was my opinion on that, Cliff.
Good, and I appreciate that opinion. I kind of have the same opinion. So
Yeah, and where is genetically specific at? If he wants to come up, feel free to talk. I'm trying to get the best camera angle right here so we can see like my beautiful face and everything. But you're looking pretty good today, Cliff. I
I
like how you're
appreciate
looking over there.
I appreciate that. I
But
uh, I can't wear my lenses of the Lion1 right now because I won't be able to see the screen. So, but just
yeah,
pretend I'm
but yeah, the lenses of the lioness help you see things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
So I guess just let me start, I guess, with a quick testimonial about the user and loser, or it's spelled user and looser, because he's got a blown out bunny ring, I believe. But this guy is, I wanted to comment on generally specific real quick, and then we'll get to the user and looser who has a blown out bunny ring. But genetically specific. If you want to come up here, man, I mean, like you'd get roasted by the toothless guy, and I don't think you'd want that. But I was talking about GS and Finkel's stream earlier, and I think I nailed it when he wanted to be. I said somebody asked who GS was, and I told him he was middle-aged, in the closet homosexual, I believe was what I said about him. And then I also said he wanted to also be a star of a subpar gaming channel. So if GS wants to hop up here, we're going to talk about user and looser, or user and loser, and where those names kind of came from. I'll tell you the story, give a quick testimonial about my time with this guy, Benghazi Rabbit, or as we like to say, the who should be a suspect in a murder investigation about his wife. I'd like to see that happen. But I met the guy. I wasn't too impressed by him. Uh, the guy, he came to pick us up with Andrea, the woman that we're talking about, who was fatally shot in the head, and I don't think she was the triggerman. There may have been somebody that framed the rabbit. I'd be open to entertaining some possibilities that there's a couple other players here that may have played a part, like this Carney guy that has been mentioned. But back to my testimonial about the rabbit. He came to pick us up. We were going to go on a trip. We had something important planned. He tried sabotaging things the whole way. It didn't work. He tried loosening the lugs on a trailer so that one of the wheels would fall off. The guy can't even change a tire correctly. We were on our way. We went to see Frickin' Media, and we pull up to Frickin's, and there's a wobbly tire or something. This Billy guy who we're talking about, user and loser, he got his first name was Loose Lugs. It wasn't user and loser, but the user and loser came from Loose Lugs, which is he couldn't fix a tire correctly. He was at Frickin's house. The guy's not a real man by any means. He's like, he can't even change a tire correctly. Let's just put it that way. He made it so that the wheel fell off and tried to sabotage our mission. So he got the name Loose Lugs because literally, if you're around this guy, the lugs will just come off. They'll magically, you'll have a tire rolling and spiraling down the road. You know what I mean? So we quickly started to figure out that this guy was affiliated with, the Kaisers. I would say Kaiser vibes match, right, Cliff?
Yeah.
Kaiser vibe.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so I get the idea. Plus, Benghazi Rabbit is hanging out with Kaiser. I'd like to get Fraud at Wrangler's opinion on this and see why Kaiser is involved with GS, and then GS is running cover for all these potential murderers. And then you've got JJ involved, and you've got the little engine that couldn't involve. And then keep in mind, these started with Frauditor Troll, right? Wrangler started with Frauditor Troll, and then we've seen these characters play out on YouTube, and I would say Frauditor Troll is in it with Kaiser. I get Kaiser vibes again. Kaiser vibes. We need to get Fraud at Wrangler's perspective on this. We've got the little engine that
Well,
couldn't. That's involved with GS, right?
so we
And
can't.
I'm
We
calling all the players out, and then JJ.
obviously we can't get Fraud at Wrangler. He's in prison now.
Oh, whoops! I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whoops!
Yeah. And
Whoops!
who's
Silly
the?
me!
And could you
Silly
tell the
me!
audience? Could you tell the audience who the little engine that could is?
The little engine that couldn't. He
Couldn't.
knows who he is.
Yeah.
He knows who he is, but he's associated with Kaiser. He's associated with JJ. He's associated with GS. He's associated with Wrangler. Did I say Wrangler already?
Yeah.
Yeah, but and then Frauded or Troll. Keep in mind, Frauded or Troll, he started Fraud at Wrangler. Fraud at Wrangler got a little orbiter that is the little engine that couldn't. And then Fraud at Wrangler, he also dazzled everybody by saying he wasn't like a huge convicted felon and a just total piece of crap, which it kind of reminds me of the story that we're covering right now, right? So
Right.
I'm coming at the troll channels right now, and I'm putting you guys on record. Which side are you on? You can decide left Twix Factory or right Twix Factory. You're deciding today. I'm calling you all out by name so that you can decide which side you're on. Are you going to go with the second Kaiser, or are you going to go with, you know, what you're hearing in your testimony from now myself, Joe Cool, people, which by the way, Lion1, Andrea, you know, I could see her, you know, flirting more with people than with any of the other guys that have said, you know, like, hey, I had a connection with Lion1. She had a very special connection, as you saw in that opening video with people, you know, Press Harder channel for those of you who aren't paying attention. But anyways, that's my testimony. I wanted to get it on record. And feel free if anybody has any questions in the chat about my testimony. Cliff, is there anything else you think I may have left out there other than his rabbit hole, his gaping rabbit hole?
Yeah. Well, so there's been a lot of things, and I know you're calling out generally specific, and I do want Stephanie Jenks to go ahead and pin the StreamYards link for us. If she can't do that, then just spam it in the chat, and then we'll wait with bated breath for his arrival. No, we won't do that. But in the meantime, I am going to play another video here. This is from last night on Generally Specific's channel. Yeah. It just so happens. Yeah, it just so happens that the rabbit showed up and he's given his testimony. And we'll pause in between because I do want to make sure this is fair use. That, you know, I don't want to be too hard on Generally Specific. He's self-professed anger. He has anger issues, and you know, I don't want to get in trouble with the little guy. You know, but so I want to make sure this is fair use. So I'll be pausing it every little bit, maybe get your perspective on what is Benghazi's testimony here, because he says some things that are just not adding up here to the other side, like Shaun Porter. Shaun Porter's saying some things, and he's saying some things. So we need to flesh out the truth of what's really happening in this whole issue. So I'll just go ahead and share my screen here again.
And just remember, we're talking about the user and loser, and we're talking about loose lugs because this guy isn't even a man. He can't even change a tire. And then he got mad while we're at Frickin's house, Cliff, while we're at Frickin's house. What the user and loser, loose lugs, what he does is he sits out there huffing and puffing like he expected somebody to come help him change a tire. Now, I don't know about you, Cliff. I don't know about you, Cliff, but a real man doesn't ask another man to come help change a tire. Like they go, okay, I got the tire. I'm the one changing it. I got it, right?
Yeah, and it shouldn't take 5 hours. I think I heard.
It took him 5 hours, and then the wheel fell off. The wheel literally fell off. So feel free to play this. Crazy. Keep in mind, that's who we're talking about. By the way, guys, the alleged gunman by several folks' opinions at this point.
Right. And here we go.
Recovery lives in Spruce Pine is profound. The county manager called her the Lion of Spruce Pine today, crediting her for the progress made here. In her will, she specifically asked us to discuss Mitzi Boots and Lucio and whether you or Cam which is her mother, might take them. If not, they will stay with me. I'd love for you to visit to share her legacy and the incredible work she did these past 9 months. Please call or text when you can. And included in that is a photo of her urn that I got. And I specifically went and searched for a bronze urn with a lion laying on top and specifically engraved with all of her information on it. So yeah, so if that's a very disrespectful message, then by all means, then I'm a fucking freaking disrespectful person. Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
Well, you
So,
have permission
and
if
then
anyone does that.
furthermore, Shaun Porter's not her best friend. Shaun Porter only called us when he wanted something from us. And he only called Andrea because he knew I wouldn't take his call. Why? Because he's useless to us. All he does is use the rabbit. That's what.
Wait a minute.
Yep,
Is that Shaun Porter's land out there?
that's Shaun Porter's land.
So
So
Shaun,
the user is calling Shaun Porter the user. Isn't that ironic?
it is. It is. It is. Especially when Shaun Porter saying all he had was a old Mercedes station wagon that he was living in when he met him.
Classic projection, if you ask me, Cliff. Classic projection.
Yeah. Well, and that happens a lot. I know that generally specific projects a lot. Oh, like I said, oh, dang it. I said I was going to take it easy on the guy. He does have anger issues. He'll probably attack me in his next live stream.
Yeah, and I like his. I do a generally specific. It's like when he did that. Like what'd he do? He was like, it was so bizarre. But hey,
Yeah.
I gotta. How do we get him to shave his beard? You know what I'm saying? Hey, if generally specific did what Rabbit did, would he shave his beard the same day too?
And his head, probably, yeah.
That's the question. Oh, and his head.
You've got
I
to get
want
rid
to
of the
see
evidence.
generally specific. He said he doesn't have purple lips, and then when I went and looked closer, he doesn't have purple lips, but they kind of look funny behind that beard and stuff. I can just picture him shaven. So generally specific, if you're wrong on this, you're picking a side today, left Twix Factory or right Twix Factory. Generally specific, and if you're wrong, you shave your beard. Got it?
Well, to be fair, he does say that he's not taking sides on this, but he does kind of attack the messengers, you know, and we're going to show that too today with Save Piqua, you know, put down the fork. He said things like that, you know, just really disparaging things. We're not going to show it on his channel, her testimony, but we are going to show it from Nation's channel. So anyway, here we go.
What he says over and over and over. It's hilarious. A giant white bunny rabbit going. That's all he does. He uses me for his theatrical performance. He only met Andrea when she and I went up there with our RV and our 3 dogs at the time and stayed in his yard. What were we doing? First Amendment activities for Shaun Porter at the time. He was using the rabbit for theatrical performances. He never met Andrea before that. So whenever y'all hear this 5-year relationship, it's bull. There was no prior existing relationship other than Lion1 commenting on a YouTube channel. And for his own words, Shaun Porter has said this over and over and over again, that she was crazy. All right, ask him yourself. Put him on the stand, right? So there's so many things. Now I want to tell y'all the bull crap that I dealt with that Friday.
Wait a minute.
Okay, so if you can pause it real quick. He said if anybody met like Andrea, they would know she was crazy. I met her. I spent 3 days with her. We had as I was explaining with the loose lug story, where the tire literally fell off, right? During that time, very stressful situation. Everybody was calm and cool and collected except for one individual. Guess who was the crazy acting one?
Well, and I've seen him act crazy before too.
Yeah. So high stress situations, that this guy, that's why he got the name Loose Lugs, and now he's the user and loser, or if you want to call it user and looser, because he can't even tighten lug nuts. Anyway,
so I understand that user and looser, from what people told me, I think he said that she brought that up when she found out he was cheating on her, and she
apparently Cliff, that's a good point, Cliff. apparently that really bothers Billy to be called what he is. Which, at this point, you can't call him a convicted murderer yet. But I stress yet, okay? Because, anyways, but yeah, user and loser, user loser, user and loser, loose lugs. Yeah, that's who we're talking about right here.
Yeah. All right, let's continue.
And I'm not going to give you any of the specifics of Andrea and I's marriage. And it was not tumultuous. It was not rocky. We were dealing with a lot of trauma, a lot of stress, a lot of crap. I've been false accused. I've been arrested again for something that I did not do. I have not been stealing. I'm not on methamphetamines, and I take very much offense to that because the only thing I do is smoke weed every now and then. I suffer from Lyme disease, fibromyalgia. I had a mini stroke because of all these fucking assholes and all the bullshit they're causing me. For them to say all this stuff, so let me tell y'all what happened Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all he's
does
doing is
play
playing
victim.
like he's the victim, like he's the one that died.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's, yeah. Yeah. Well, and he hangs out with other people that like to play the victim too. Generally
Yeah.
specific. Dang it! I
Well-
did it again. I said I was going to take it easy on the guy, but I got to stop that because he does have anger issues.
Yeah, and just forewarning everybody, we might not get through much of this video as often as we have to pause it, but there's a lot to correct. So I don't mind taking the time to go through this, but yeah, if you want to keep playing it, I guess folks will probably want us to listen to this.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure that I don't get a copyright strike because he does do that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm pausing.
Generally Specific does that?
Yeah, he's.
Oh my goodness! Oh, don't. If he comes up here, maybe we can talk to him about that. What a wuss to do that. All my content. Have you ever, Cliff? Have you ever heard me say my content is my content?
No.
Right. It's for everybody, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So,
same with my content. Anybody can share any of my stuff, and they don't even have to pause if they'll never get a strike from me.
but how dare he do it on something this important? You know what I mean? Like, this is a potential homicide investigation. So how dare he do that at this time? You know what I'm saying?
And I'm actually surprised he hasn't put it behind a paywall because he's been doing that on a lot of things.
Somebody's gonna snag it somewhere. I'm not too worried about genetically specific, but yeah, if you want to keep playing it, Cliff.
Yeah, we better get through it here because we've got other videos to play as well.
That my beloved wife decided to go home. Okay, now let me say this. I did hear Rogue Nation be an a-hole the other night and have all these people on here. Her quote-unquote best friend, Miss Alisha Lang from Piqua, Ohio, she's not a best friend. When this woman came down here in November, she did not come down to see myself or my beloved wife, her best friend. She went to Tennessee. Now, y'all, as a quote-unquote community out there, not this chat, but all the people out there, because I know you're going to watch this, talk with Alisha and ask her in your own time, what happened in Tennessee? Why did you go down there to some quote-unquote
let's pause it right there.
firm,
just so everybody knows who's been following this.
The demons.
Alisha is the best friend of Lion1. Sorry if you lost your spot, Cliff, but Alisha is the one who played the phone call between Benghazi Rabbit and her moments after the shooting, and then Billy was telling his story. So that's who he's referring to as far as Alisha goes.
Right, and her channel name is Say Piqua, and I believe she's in the chat. So.
North Carolina is because from Shaun Porter's mouth, quote, meth mouth hawk, Don Carney, who's my business partner, and in Andrea's own words, the big brother she's always prayed for, he and I are in Charlotte, North Carolina working.
Show the receipts on that, Benghazi Rabbit, that the meth mouth was the big brother she's always wished for. Come on.
Yeah, and if this Don Carney guy, if this Don Carney guy knows anything, feel free to say something. There may be more than one person involved here because, according to Shaun Porter, that guy was living. The Don Carney guy was living at the house, got kicked out, and then there's the shooting. Andrea's no longer there. Next day, he's moving back into the house, which to me screams, highly suspicious.
Yep, very, very suspicious. There's just too many things that are not
There's
adding up with Benghazi Rabbit's story, and a lot of
right.
things that with Shaun Porter's story. Now, I would like to know if he's actually talking to the police, and the police are saying some of the things that he's repeating, because he's saying these detectives are telling him these things, and so I would really like to, you know, find out. He did mention the name of one of the detectives too, so maybe I'll call down there and just make sure that there is an open investigation, because
Well,
according to Rabbit last night, he was saying that there is no investigation.
oh, well then, okay, perfect. Exonerate yourself and then just record the phone call. Call up to the police station, record the phone call saying there's no ongoing investigation, release it to us, and boom, you can prove that there's no ongoing investigation. But, I expect like the shizzes to be trying to get some information about this. Like I said, right now, we got the frauditor trolls, really the Kaisers with the JJs and the GSs. We got all those guys. Where are you? Start pulling some public records, start looking into this. And, you got to pick a side at some point. You're either for murder or against murder. And then you're either for investigating this or you're not for investigating this. I'm all for investigating. Let's go.
Yeah, that's all I'm really for is let's
Yeah.
investigate this. Let's
Let's
flesh everything
investigate.
out. Let's find out
let's
what's going on.
Let's get as much testimony as we can. We had
Yep.
Joe Cool's testimony. We had Save Piqua's testimony. Save Piqua came with a phone call. Oh my God, that phone call, very revealing. If you haven't heard that,
Oh
that's
yeah,
just
we're going to listen to it. We're going to
okay.
hear it
Yep.
on this channel. We're also going to hear Joe Cool's testimony too. So
Yeah.
let's.
All right, cool.
It's just I keep stopping because it's like what some of the things that he's just spitting out there is like we already know some of these things aren't true. So
To me, it sounds like he's refining the alibi.
yeah,
But like I don't know, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Maybe he had that Don Carney guy go in there and pull the trigger. You never
yeah.
know.
You never
You know what I
know.
mean?
Yeah, it's everything is conjecture right now. Everything is just. But all of these things can be testimony in court too.
Yeah.
I think they would call it circumstantial evidence. So maybe not
And
hard evidence, but evidence just the same. So
well, you're hearing the testimony of folks that talked to her moments leading up to her suicide, right?
mhm,
Bunny ear. It's funny. Yeah, got to use the bunny ears to do suicide, right? Okay.
right,
Before her suicide, right? You have folks that are testifying as to her state of mind before the suicide, moments before the suicide, right? Suicide. Sorry. If I don't do that, you guys know that I mean the bunny ears when I say suicide. Okay. But
right.
anyways, um, you know, things just don't really add up to his story and his version of events, and then kind of some of the timelines folks are piecing together. He wasn't counting on so many folks knowing what her state of mind was,
Right.
Andrea's state of mind was, and
Yeah,
then
I
he's
know
looking,
that just
yeah,
hours
and then that
before her
farewell
death.
address, yeah,
Yeah, just
that
hours
farewell
before
address
her
you
death.
can see. Oh, sorry, Cliff, I'm talking over you.
No worries. Just hours before her death, she was in Utah Cop Watches Live when we were at the EPA, and she
Yeah,
also texted say Piqua to go into Westside Accountability's live
yeah.
to watch what we were doing at the EPA, because that is a direct concern of hers, is the EPA not doing anything about Piqua. And
Yeah,
that
and I'm
was
glad you brought that up too, because
yeah,
you saw at the very beginning of the stream how happy she was, like that moment of joy she had in that beginning
yep,
opening video that you played. If
yep,
anybody is just coming in, feel free to rewind. It's only a minute or two, then you can skip right back to the live. But check that out, the little giddiness, and she was
yep,
excited about where things were going. Let me just let fill a few folks in on a couple things with Lion1, how just important she actually was,
mhm,
because there's three channels: Press On, Press Harder, Press Now, for those of you who follow people. And Press On, Press Harder, Press Now they have channel owners, and those channel owners provide a platform for people, right? They provide the platform for people. There's 3 of them. Me, myself, there's another channel owner, everybody knows who they are. And then you had Lion1, you had Andrea, who was the other one. She had the Press On channel. And so you can see how close she actually was, in inner circle, right?
Right.
And so one of 3 platforms, one of 3 channel owners that provided the platform for people so that they can press on and press harder and press now, right? So that's how
Right.
vital she is to, a beautiful union. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
just wanted to throw that in there as well.
And I appreciate that. Yeah. And for some reason, we can't find the unedited version of that
Yeah, if
stream.
anybody wants to go
Yeah.
to Press On and see if they can find the videos, that would be great. I would hate to think that a rabbit is over there trying to meddle with a channel or anything like that. But Cliff, I'm glad you brought that up because it just shows you how close everything was. And I don't think a lot of folks are going to really understand that as far as the closeness goes, but all I can do is bear witness and give my testimony and tell you all what I know, and
Yep.
that should speak volumes on how close Lion1 was to people, to myself, to what we do as far as activism goes. I think as a whole, she was very politically savvy. She was involved in
Yes.
this movement. She was
Yeah.
not just a commenter. She was not just somebody's first fan, which is great for Shaun Porter. But she's a lot more than that to a lot of folks. And she
Yep.
came out of her way to meet me. And I will always be grateful for that and grateful for the time that I spent with her. We had plans of going to Cedar Point, possibly, meeting up and going to Cedar Point and we had future plans, and these
Yeah.
future plans were real. And these future plans have been cut short by a cowardly little rabbit who, decided to try to meddle and sabotage things. And I want that rabbit to know that we're looking into this.
Yes, we are. And 8 months ago, she asked me to do the story on Save Piqua. And folks, if you want to see that story, it was 8 months ago. I did a live stream about it. And that's because she asked me to. I mean, it wasn't even my forte. I cover other auditors or frauditors, and I basically support the boots on the ground. That's my channel, is to help people that are out there doing the good work. And when she asked me to do that, I was like, what? Save Piqua? Okay,
Well,
I'll do it, because it was Lion1.
right. Well, if you want to get
reason.
back to the story about the suicide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and play, and let's not pause it anymore because we got to get through some of these.
Oh
things.
no, I mean we might have to.
We might have to. I know.
Blessed us with an opportunity, an $18,000 tree job that's the first thing we started on that HOA. And everything we did was Andrea's blessing. Andrea sat down. She was literally the whole backbone of our nonprofit.
Yeah, because you're not a man, Billy.
It was all her. All the bylaws is all of her wants and wishes.
Yeah, she had to do
by
it.
me, so it's got all the legalese. So we're literally working there. Now, I've been listening to all the crap that people have been saying, and it's really I've had to sit there and put myself in Andrea's perspective when she's sitting there talking to these people like, oh, well, he's leaving me at home alone. He's using me, abusing me. We have our second car here, the one that Shaun Porter says I was living in. I was going around the country living in that Mercedes and meeting a whole bunch of people until Andrea and I fell in love. Right? That car is still here. I literally just pulled it in the driveway today to make sure it's all good because the lady is going to use it down the road. Like,
share the video.
We got the Kubota. She's got means. She's got transportation. We have friends down the street. That woman was not stranded. That woman didn't want to leave the house. There were so many things going on that I'm not going to tell you guys because it's none of your damn business, for one. Our sex life is none of your damn business. It's none of those people's damn business. So shame on them. Screw them for all the crap that they're saying. So Friday, I'm working. It's the last day of our chipping operation. We rented a 12-inch chipper from Spruce Pine because no one in Charlotte, North Carolina would rent us a chipper
The
because of
chipper
liability
story.
reasons.
Yeah.
So had to drive a chipper out there. Drove the chipper out there, ran it all week, and yeah. So you'll hear people talk about me saying the premonition. Friday morning while we're running the chipper, I literally shut the chipper down and I said, Hawk, I don't know why, dude, but I need to be home around 3 o'clock today. Something fucking feels wrong. Damn it. Something feels wrong. Sorry, dog.
Something
And
feels
I need
wrong,
to be
Billy.
home by 3 o'clock today.
Yeah.
I want to get this shipping done. And we
So
started
you
to
should
hustle.
immediately go to check
We
on your
got all the
wife.
chipping done by
Yeah.
like 11, cleaned up. I got the chipper loaded up, secured, drove the 100 and some miles home. On the way home, I stopped at Hobby Lobby to grab the sublimation supplies because I was going to make Andrea a new mug that weekend with her lion stuff. I grabbed her 3 dozen fresh eggs, drove home through Marion, dropped the chipper off, went up to the post office, got my shit from the post office, went home. Now, here's this thing, guys. I'm going to tell you what happened to me that day, and I don't know if I'm going to tell you in a pissed off anger or if I'm going to break down. I really don't know because I'm really freaking pissed right now. So when I got home, Todd, you've been to my house. There's some other people in the chat that I know who are from this area that I've asked to chime in or at least watch. Y'all have been to my home. When I walk into my house, to the left
You'd
is
go
the
check
living
on your
room.
wife.
And
Hurry up, go check on her. You were
for the
worried about her,
record,
Billy.
I've been to your home. I've never been inside.
right,
your
you didn't
house.
go inside. Right. So that's
Yeah. He could have just ran right in and said, or at least yelled to her, "Hey, are you okay?" But he didn't do that. And his excuse is he was all contaminated, so he had to go take a shower, right?
And then GS's chat is trying to point it out to GS, right? Like, okay, GS, I'm just gonna ask you this, GS. Did you see that comment in your stream yesterday? They pointed out the same exact thing. They said, okay, you're making up this, you're telling this story and testifying that you were worried about your wife at work. So the first thing you do when you get home, what? Check on your wife, maybe? Somebody else in GS's comment section actually pointed that out yesterday. I don't know who it is, but whoever that commenter is, I got the same question. How about you, Cliff?
Absolutely have the same question.
So
And I think a
Billy
lot of
GS,
people in our
you know,
chat
feel
have that same
free.
question.
There's got to be some conspiracy going on, guys. So, you know, feel free to come on up and explain. You know, that's just one question. But feel free to keep going, Cliff.
Yep.
That's why I'm going to explain it a little bit. To the left is our living room. And then through there is our bedroom. That's our bedroom. And our bedroom has a bathroom. Next to our living room is where my office is. So I walked in. The first thing I noticed when I opened the door is the smell of perfume. And that was freaking off to me because there's no other reason for
Honey, why is there a smell of perfume in here? Can you
Right.
explain that to me? What's going on?
Right.
perfume to be on
It's
unless
kind
we're
of
going out
odd.
to see someone or going to court. Not even if we're going to like our Friday night pizza nights or going to the bar or something like no. So I was like, okay, that's weird. My first thought was, did she spray it because the dogs took a crap? I don't know. So I walked in the living room, and the dogs are here with me now because they know I'm all freaking pissed. The living room is where we keep our dog food and water. There's normally one water bowl and one slow feeder bowl because our 4 dogs, if Shaun Porter was our best friend, he would know we have 4 dogs, not 3. Our 4 dogs, they all eat here.
Shaun
Our
Porter.
youngest, Muggsy, who's the biggest, he's the pup, so he likes to eat. So their food and water was there. There was another big bowl, which is, I think it was the pop. I don't remember exactly which one, but there was another big bowl of water there as well. I was like, all right, Andrea's probably out for the night. I'm seeing the water's full, the food is full, the bedroom door shut. She's not in her chair. She's out for the night. Like she probably took her blood pressure medication, all that stuff. I don't know. I just knew that she wasn't in her normal spot. And the bedroom door was shut. All right. I walked in the office. I dropped off the mugs that I had bought. And then I walked through the house over to the kitchen, put the 3 dozen fresh eggs in the the fridge, then went to the other bedroom. Now, I had asked Andrea that morning to make the bed in the other bedroom because of all the crap that's going on. And I'm not telling you all that you can, if people want to know, you can call me personally. I am not putting this on a public record.
Yeah,
Shit
in
that
other
was going
words,
on in
like,
my
let me
home.
lie
It's
to
not
you.
like it was anything bad. It's just there were spiritual battles going on here in Spruce Pine. And if you're not a believer, you're not going to understand what I'm saying. So I'm not putting it out there. Call me if you want. Went over there, opened the other bedroom. Was like, great. She made the bed for me. Sat down, opened up the mail that I got. Laptop cooler. Yeah. Ran it over to the recycle. Went back, played with my dog Sansa for a moment, and I hopped in the shower. Ever since Helene, the standard routine is shower before you get into bed. Shower before you give kisses or hugs or anything.
Hold on, pause
Y'all
it.
don't know.
Yet another excuse.
Yeah, and make sure that you shave the beard that you've been growing for years. And then he
Yeah.
has his alibi tightened up a little bit by saying his beard almost got sucked into the wood chipper. I mean, not that I hope that would have happened, but I really hope that I really would have liked, I would, if that's true, I would have preferred that to happen. You know, I really would have. But instead, he has to use that as the alibi for that's the reason he shaves his beard. It looks
Right.
like to me.
And his
That's
head.
how
He
I
shaved his
see it.
head too. He shaved his head too. He
So
couldn't grow
GS,
that
you know,
beard
hey
for years.
GS, if you did that to your wife, GS, would you shave your beard and your head too, so you could maybe get rid of some gunpowder residue or you know, some of the forensic evidence?
Especially take a long shower as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do the Kevin pose, right? Like, come on,
Right.
common
It's like
sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
The crap.
Explain why. You're talking about the stuff in the
Yes,
soil from the
everything,
flooding.
everything.
If
Todd,
you
you've
want-
seen it with
you're-
your eyes.
I have a
stuff-
video. I have a
Yes.
video on it showing the
That-
weird
Unless
chemical
You
stuff.
all come here.
Yeah.
Shut.
But generally specific is not taking sides. He's not taking sides.
Is he in the chat?
Oh, I don't know. And I haven't seen him in the chat. I think he's live streaming on his channel.
GS. Hi.
Talking about the same suspects, like for public
Okay.
safety. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like weird, but I have to like, you know how I am, Cliff. I got to take the glasses off to read a comment. But yeah,
Yep.
I'm looking at you, GS. Come on over here. If you're live right now, GS, come on, buddy. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was just trying to read that comment.
Yep. So, Jenwell, we are listening to Benghazi Rabbit make his excuses on his wife's quote unquote suicide. And a lot of people believe she was actually murdered. So he just went on Generally Specific's live stream last night and made his excuses about all of the testimony of other people that have been doing panels for a while now. And I think he's done, what, 9 or 10 panels so far?
It's getting up there. He's running the circuit for sure. But Cliff, can I just tell you, your voice is so smooth like butter, and you just did that recap so smooth. Like everybody is now up to date with my rambling because of what you just did just now.
Well, all right, so let's continue to play here.
Shut the hell up about our routine.
That makes perfect sense to me.
You decontaminate. Andrea already suffered from all these ailments, all that stuff. I decontaminate before I even get close to my baby. I don't know what's going to happen. Right? Hop in the shower. Now, let me tell you, assholes, you see that beard in the picture? There was a lot heavier before I chopped it off.
Even tonight, I mean, even last night when he's doing this, does he sound like a grieving husband?
And we're assholes, Cliff. He just said that we're assholes because we're asking questions.
Yeah, we're all
I mean,
assholes for asking questions.
Yeah, I hope he understands that the questions are just going to keep coming. So, you know, but he's calling us assholes because we ask questions, and that looks suspicious. Very bizarre.
Yeah.
I can't regulate my temperature very well with my ailments. It was over 100 degrees in Charlotte. I chopped that beard off for that reason. Furthermore, freaking literally almost got yanked into a wood chipper that morning. by a branch.
Too bad you didn't.
Snagged my beard, and I said, frick that. Todd, I am trying my hardest.
Frick
I
that.
said, frick that. Right? So y'all say whatever the hell you want. As soon as I got home, I hopped in the shower. And it was to the point where when I got home Saturday, I saw it. I didn't even get all the crap back in the house. Like, I had my mug press and all that stuff sitting on the outside step still because I opened the door and took what I had in my hands in there. Like, I didn't even get to finish unloading all my crap before. So, like, I got out of the shower. I shaved manually because my Manscaped trimmer is dead. Right? 20 minutes to
What are the
shave
odds?
at least. I got out of the shower. Didn't even.
It would take 20 minutes anyway.
Yeah, and then, I mean, keep in mind, he's telling the story. He told the story earlier about how he was concerned all day at work. He had a bad feeling something bad was happening with his wife. And yet he's coming up with all these. Yeah. So, and then he's listing off all these things as if, like, listing off 12 things is better than listing off 6 of them. It's like, why wouldn't you have put check on your wife, number 1, then put the coffee mugs down, then put the 3 dozen eggs away, and then go into the shower. Then, what is it? Shave your beard and shave your head because your manual trimmers were down or something to that effect. And then, what is it? And then it took him longer, 20 minutes. Okay. So,
yeah, he's trying to establish the timeline.
Exactly, and what he's doing is he's packing so many things in there. He thinks it makes it look good on his story. And what I'm noticing is that you're just listing off more things that are less of a priority than checking on your wife that you said you were concerned about.
At 11 o'clock in the morning, saying you had to be home at 3 because you have a premonition that something's going to be wrong with your wife.
There you go. This is the key point to me. And your title says continuing controversy over Lion1's death, right?
Yep.
This for me is a huge sticking point right here. So, Rabbit, I love that you said something yesterday, bud. We're collecting this right here because we just want to know. We want to verify all the things that you're saying, man.
Yep. And you better have this story memorized because you're going to have to repeat it in court too. So just,
Let's hope. I mean,
don't mess up.
Don't mess up, buddy.
Didn't clean up the beard in the shower because why? I knew Andrea would be upset that I shaved, so it gave me an out to go clean it before I.
Andrea would be upset that I shaved.
Go back to bed. It's just anyone who's been in a marriage knows if she's upset, just walk away for a little bit, right? Come on. So, right?
Yeah.
I think I've learned enough throughout my time. Okay. All right. So I got out of the shower. Now the telling thing for me again was, and I didn't say this. I did not say this. Let me back up before I got in the shower. As I walked to the kitchen, there was food and water for the dogs in the kitchen. A big bowl of food in the kitchen. Like there was a big green bowl. It's actually in the other room. There's a great big bowl of dog food in the kitchen. And to me, that was off. But it didn't click. I'm just thinking, all right, Andrew's out for the night, whatever. Right? So as I'm out of the shower, she didn't come in and see me.
So BSBT, what do you think of that statement there? No lecture on conjecture, facts.
I think
facts,
again
man,
he's commenting over and over about how things were off for the day. Yeah,
so this
you know what I'm saying?
Here with Let's OTVO in the comment section, he says no lecture on conjecture, facts, man, just the facts. Well, in order to get the facts, you have to get the police to actually investigate the crime or potential crime, and that comes from public pressure.
And ask questions, right?
Yeah, questions.
Yeah, so we're asking the question, Let's Otvo, and we're trying to, at least what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to brainstorm with everybody else and kind of ask the questions. And just remember, we were assholes for asking these questions, Cliff, according to Rabbit?
Yep.
User and loser. If you guys put user and loser in the chat right now, that would be great. But yeah, we're asking the questions too.
If you do have some questions, go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll highlight them.
Yeah.
But right now it's just me and BSBT that are going to be in the StreamYard and on the stage for now.
Again, off. She's probably took her meds and went to bed. So I go through the house and I walk through and I open my bedroom door and I see her laying in the bed, but she's not laying in the bed normally. She's laying where her head is facing the doorway and her body is facing the bathroom door. So I can't give y'all, and I can't show you because I'm a webcam. Just know her head was facing the door. And it sounded to me like she was crying. The sounds, I'm not the best doing the imitations here.
I know what you're talking about.
Babe, I was like, babe, what's wrong? I'm home. I'm sorry. And I don't give a crap what anyone says. Anyone who's been to my home, who stayed with us
I'm home, I'm
personally for
sorry.
more than a day, because if you stay with us longer, the mask comes off and you get to know the true Andrea, the true Lion1.
Okay, stop it, Cliff. Anybody, wait, go back 10 seconds, please. Can you go back 10, maybe 15 seconds?
With my tremors, it's going to be.
Oh, it's okay if you can't. I'll sum up, but he just said anybody that knows Andrea for longer than a day, you'll get to see the real Andrea. Well, I met her for 3 days there, Rabbit, and she was just as nice and bubbly and awesome the first day as she was on the second day, as she was on the third day. And she was very excited about our plans, very excited about being part of a movement that's bigger than herself and bigger than all of us, to be perfectly honest. She was motivated, perfectly, happy to me. So for the 3 days I got to sit with her, she was not like that after just one day.
Right. And Say Piqua makes a good point here, too. It's 3 to 3:30. Why would she be asleep for the night at 3 p.m.?
Oh, that's a good point too. See, we got to keep this up, folks. We got to keep this up. Share this stream out. Like it so you can find it in your liked videos. Any of these streams that we do, please like them so that you can come back to them and find them easily. Share these streams out because this is what I love doing right here. You get the consensus from all the folks, and we're even welcoming genetically specific or, whatever you want to call them up here to give his, I'm sure he has questions just like all of us. But
Yeah,
this is
you
what I
can
love
also-
because Say Piqua came through with a good question.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing too, guys, I'm only like 18 shy of 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already subscribed,
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
do
Hit
it.
that subscribe. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, see if we can get it up. How many folks are in the chat right now?
41, I believe.
41. We could get at least like 10 more subs up there, right? Like there's some new folks.
I would think so. But it's not that important. It's just I just noticed it before the stream today.
No. It's important to. We want to grow the channels. We want the channels growing. We want the message to be spreading. A friend of ours in the community has died, and we are curious about the circumstances revolving around this curious death. So, but that's what we're here doing right now.
Yep.
Anyone would know, even if we had our little tiffs, I adored that woman. I did everything for her. I became a caretaker at my age, and I didn't even expect to be. We were always together, did everything together. So when I came in and I found her and I saw her, I was like, what's wrong?
You didn't change a tire together because you were the only one that changed that tire and you couldn't do it. Andrea could have probably done a better job than you. The guy's not even a man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not even a man who can change a freaking tire. She was probably more of a man than him.
She also did not go to BSBT websites with him. In fact, she was disgusted with it. So
yeah. Oh, the BDSM. Yeah.
She was telling everybody he was cheating on her, and she's going to kick him to the curb. And for a week prior, so get real, Rabbit. He's not going to talk about his sex life. Of course, why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you explain yourself there?
Yeah.
Wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't talk to you throughout the day. I was running the trip, doing all that stuff. So I flipped her over, and I saw.
So they were mad at each other.
The crap all over the bed, and I jumped on top of her, and I said, "Andrew, what did you do?" I didn't have my phone because I was in the shower. I ran to the other side of the house, and there's still blood on the wall in the kitchen to where I braced myself from running through. And I grabbed my phone and I ran back, and I jumped on top of her and I called 911. And let me tell you what time I called 911. Hold on. Because for these people to say all this shit, fuck these man. I called 911 at 4:17 p.m. on May 30th, and it was a 32-minute phone call. So, I hopped on top of her, and she had her Glock 19 in her hand, and her Glock 19 is always on.
That's going to be easy to figure out, right? Because the cops, according to Shaun Porter, the cops said that they found her gun, and they don't know where the other gun came from that actually shot her in the head.
Well, I guess when the documents start coming out, when the evidence starts coming out, we're going to see.
We're gonna
Right
find the
now,
truth there.
at this time, we've got testimony, right? And we're taking more and more testimony. So when the evidence starts coming out, we're going to see where everything lines up.
Right.
But again, I'm pretty confident on what we're listening to is a made up story with an alibi, a very carefully crafted. Well, carefully isn't the right word to use, but a crafted alibi at this point is what I'm listening to. That maybe I'm just wrong, but I'm telling you how I see it.
Clay Foundation, you're saying that your last comment was hidden. Was it against terms of service? And if my mod could tell me if they did something like that, any one of my mods, we don't hide comments. Everybody has freedom of speech here. We don't do that anymore, unless it's against terms of service. Okay, we used to do that, but now in the channel, it's freedom of speech. Okay, so if somebody got their comment hidden, I'd like them to bring it back. Whoever might have done that. Okay.
On her nightstand table. Now she did call me the day or two before, and was like, "Where's the Glock?" I said, "What do you mean, where's the Glock? It's on your table or it's on the floor." Because most of the time when Andrea hops out of bed at night, sometimes she hits the table, and either the jar of water falls off or something falls off the table. So to me, I'm like, all right, it's on the floor, it's under the table, check around. She's like, it's not there. What do you, how does a gun just walk away? What do you mean it's not there? So she texts me later on. She's like, I found it, yippee. Like, where was it at? By the dog cage in the living room. How? I didn't even question her. It's like, how does that happen? So she had her Glock in her hand, and I pulled it from her hand, and I checked the mag, racked around that, and I rendered it safe, and I tossed it to the side.
Anyone knows you don't do that.
Yeah,
Everyone
and then, isn't
knows
it
you
funny?
do not touch a crime scene, a gun especially.
Right. And then the other thing, why were they discussing guns? And was that a story like were they discussing guns the day of the murder? I don't know. I'm unaware of the context of what he's talking about. Maybe I didn't comprehend it, or maybe I wasn't listening close enough. But this is now like the second time I've heard this testimony. I heard it once last night. I'm hearing it a second time right now. But why was he discussing a hidden gun with his wife all of a sudden? And his wife is no longer around to rebut any of this information, of course, because she committed suicide. So she's not here to refute any of this information, right? But it sounded like he was talking about that incident. Maybe it's just me, but I don't want to spend too much time getting sidetracked on it. But I'm curious to know: were they talking about missing guns the day of the murder, or was it sometime recent? Because then that might be important, I think.
Okay, I want to read this comment here because I strongly disagree with it. Clay Foundation. If you don't have evidence, I simply don't believe you. Rule of law. If you have something to bring forward to those who can make arrests. So what you're saying then, Brick, is you're saying that, just give the evidence to the police and let them do their job. Well, so you believe that police officers do their job. Are you 1A or are you bootlicker?
Well, first
Just a
off,
question. Just a question.
yeah, and it's not the police that solve crimes, it's people that solve crimes. And
Yeah.
what we're doing right now by giving the testimony is a big portion of that. So and then on top of that, you've got the ability to apply some public and political pressure if that's required. But I don't expect the police to ever help me. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here bearing witness and giving testimony about Andrea, who I met her. I had an experience with Billy. He's loose lugs. He's the user and loser. And feel free to remind him he's a user and loser. He did try to bully Andrea the night that we unfortunately had to spend with Rabbit in a hotel because he loosened the lugs on a trailer and the wheel fell off. So this is the type of guy that we're talking about. And then maybe for another stream, we can get into maybe the video we were playing the night I'm speaking of in a hotel room with Rabbit. After the wheel fell off, we all got a hotel room where I stayed the night with this disgusting guy. But he flips out over a video that we played. It was one of my videos. I'm having a conversation with an attorney. And during this video that we're watching of mine, between me, which was a phone call between me and a public defender, the public defender is asking me not to record her and basically begging me not to record the conversation. And I'm just letting her know, well, I'm recording this, and you're not going to get me to stop. Billy took issue with that. And then there's some guy, I can't remember his name offhand. If people was here, he'd be able to remind me. But there's some guy down in Billy's around Billy's area that got in trouble with the feds for wiretapping or something. He got really mad, flipped out in the hotel room, made a big huge scene about this. About we're all chilling out, having a good night, watching videos. Then I'm like, oh, here I got a video, like between me and a public defender. We're checking that out. All of a sudden, he says, you can get wiretapping charges for recording your attorney. I'm like, well, no, because I told her I was recording. If by her being on the phone, she's consenting, right? He flips out, blows a nut. He's the only one that flips out in the entire room and basically causes a huge scene. So I've seen the guy bully I've seen Billy bully Andrea. I've seen him try to bully situations. I've seen him flip out. And again, that's why he's loose lugs and the user and loser. So that's just a brief story again about him. If you want to keep playing the video.
Yeah, Clay Foundation. I'm gonna answer these two comments that you've made. Due process is our Sixth Amendment. I'm a constitutionalist entirely, not just 1A. So am I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's give them due process.
Yeah. Let's finalize it in court. Let's give him his day in. But it doesn't mean that people can't have opinions and speak those opinions and speak their own testimony. It's just so.
If anything, they might have him for tampering with a crime scene. But again, this is going to be, hopefully the police do what they're supposed to do. And wouldn't you know it, here I am talking to folks about police doing their jobs, and then folks will tell me, well, you always ask the police not to do their jobs. They're real crimes and fake crimes. We're talking about a real crime here with a real victim. I am always in favor of police actually getting to the bottom of real crimes. I'm always in favor of that. This is no different.
Absolutely. Okay, here we go with the video. And thanks for that response, Clay Foundation.
And for anyone who's got firearms, please let me ask you: is that instinctual? Because to me, that's the only thing I thought to do is to make sure that.
So you know that Lion1 would not approve of this, what we're doing right now. Let's OTVO. How well did you know her? Because she didn't trust cops at all.
Yeah, and let me just say, I hope that if something were to happen to me and you had suspicious circumstances surrounding, something happening to me, I would hope that folks would look into it like we are right now. So that's just how I feel.
Absolutely. So the naysayers, I'm not going to read their comments. I'm not going to address them anymore because that's ridiculous.
everything was safe in my zone of work. Like, make sure that my operating zone is clear from any fucking loaded firearm. Like anyone who's got nut, right? Todd, I asked Lieutenant Colonel that over and over to make sure that I wasn't just out of my mind, but I made it safe, and I just started working on her, and it just chest compressions for however long until they got there, and she didn't leave me a note, like a detailed note. She just left, not a verse. She just left 2 Timothy chapter 3, just that reference.
2 Timothy chapter 3. I want you guys to all, if you want to Google it, Google it. I did, and it was eye opening.
Wow.
Okay, but the thing of it is, did she actually leave that note? I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
And Cliff, I probably got about another 15 minutes before I got to dip out. I love that we're, analyzing this and everything like that. But I'll probably be out of here in about another 15 minutes. But I thank you for having me up, and, thank you for talking about this again. Just so everybody's clear, I'm just bearing witness, and giving my testimony tonight. I've tried to keep it brief, concise, and to the point about Billy, how he got the name User and Loser, how he got the name Loose Lugs, and then give you just a little bit of background on what I know about him. So if we don't make it through very much more of this, feel free to, I'm hoping we can continue to do more of these, although, that's pretty much the testimony I have on Billy anyways.
Perfect. I appreciate you being here too. Broken system, broken trust. I say BS sometimes. You can talk. But Broken System, Broken Trust is his channel name, and everyone should subscribe to his channel. He does a lot of court stuff, and then he just does live streams mostly when he's out there cop watching and things of that nature. So make sure you check him out, because he's been out here for a while.
Well, I do, Cliff, thank you for that. And I do live cop watches. You may have seen Morbido first on my channel. You may have seen people get unlawfully arrested, or we like to say kidnapped, live on my channel. I do live cop watches, so that's pretty much what I'm known for.
Yep. Here we go.
And court stuff, like Cliff said.
And when the sheriff's office got here, it was Deputy Renfro that showed up first on scene. He's banging on the door. I'm like, I'm literally still on top of her doing chest compressions. And I'm like, come inside. He's like, open the door. I hopped off, ran over, threw the door open, and I ran right back up on top of her. And he came in, gun drawn, cleared the room, and he pointed his gun at me. And I'm like, help me. And he looked at her, and he just shook his head. And he told me to stop, and I told him I wasn't going to stop until they got it. He just came over, and he put his hand on my shoulder. And I just kept working on her. The detective came in next. He told me the same thing. He tried to pull me off her, and I told him to go fuck himself, and I kept going. And then EMS got there, and that's when they ruled it on the death certificate. The time is when they showed up, but she was gone, guys. And there's nothing I could have done. There's nothing they could have done.
That's enough of that.
Cliff, I'm not buying the fake tears.
Nope.
Is there anything else you want to ask me before I dip out? I mean, I've tried to do, what I came here to do. But if you have anything.
No, and you did a good job of it too, brother. So I appreciate you coming
appreciate
up.
that. Yeah, I appreciate it. And man, I really like this live stream. Hopefully we can do some more. I don't have much more testimony to add to this, but I am interested in doing the breakdowns, especially with, we got to know where these troll channels stand. Frauditor Troll, you're kind of the start of this whole subgroup here. These are kind of orbiters of yours, Frauditor Troll. We got the little engine that couldn't. We got Kaiser. We got GS, and we got that JJ, the corrupt jailer guy. So, we really got to hammer that point home, because it seems like there was a murderer amongst them the first time, and they all got it wrong, and they called it wrong. Now we're asking them to start listening to the testimony and start, getting on the side right now, because you really don't want to be on the side of your second Michael Kaiser. So again, Kaiser vibes, hashtag Kaiser vibes. That's what Rabbit gives to me. And that's my testimony. And thank you so much for having me up, Cliff. Again, one last thing. I'm just trying to be another voice for Lion1. I'm wearing the Lions shirt right here. I've worn Lions shirts in court, as Cliff will allude to. And so maybe that was the universe in its sweet poetic way to say maybe that's the mission that I'm on right now, with so many others that are trying to ask the right questions on behalf of a lovely lion. So with that, Cliff, thank you again for having me up. And unless you got any other questions for me.
No, I don't. I think you handled yourself very, very well, and you were very complete in your testimony. So I appreciate
Awesome.
you being on, brother.
Thank you, everybody, for having me. Thank you, guys.
All right, so I still have a little more to share. I think at some point we will do an open panel and have both sides of this conversation on the open panel, as long as we can keep it, not too much infighting, too many people talking at once. I wouldn't mind doing that. Even having generally specific or the naysayers out there that think that we shouldn't even be talking about this stuff. I'll have them up here. I'll do an open panel for it. But right now, I want to do the testimony of Save Piqua, and I'm doing it on Rogue's channel, not on GS's channel, because I don't want to have it interrupted continuously. And I know Rogue would be okay with me just playing it through her testimony and the phone call with the rabbit. And he wouldn't copyright strike me. I'm not so sure about GS. He has anger issues. So, but let's go ahead and present this. Just in case you guys haven't seen this. Make sure here that I've got the right one. Live discussion. Yep. And I've already got it on where she's speaking. So here we go.
And the way she described you all to me is that, you're auditors, you hold people accountable, you rip things apart, you dissect them, make them make sense. And you understand that a lot of time help is looked over by the agencies that are put in place to supposedly defend and protect us. And I feel that I think that she would want me to share with you all a phone call. So if you don't mind, Andrea called me the FOIA queen. I just love me some public records, and I love to have fun with the First Amendment. And that's how I met her. I uncovered some corruption in the town that I live in, and she came to do a piece on what was going on in my community. And that is how I met her. And she taught me many things. She taught me to be, to not give up, because we will be stonewalled in this, in pursuit of accountability. She taught me how to be closer to God. She was the most wonderful prayer warrior I've ever met. And I just want to play this for you. And I'm probably going to fall apart. I don't apologize for that. It's because I love her deeply. But I know that she loved so many of you. I'm hoping that maybe this will help in the pursuit of justice and accountability for Andrea. So I don't know all the legal things. This may be triggering. This may be, you might not want to listen to this phone call. I received, I think around 5:03 p.m. the day she died. And this call is Billy Rabbit telling me that she is no longer with us. She had called me from her phone prior. I had spoken to her multiple times that day. And she helped me send an email earlier to a state representative and some commissioners in my community. And I was going to mow my lawn and call her back. And the phone rang, and it was strange because she was waiting on me to call her back. But I was getting a call from her. So I answered, and I heard crying. And so I knew to grab something to record with. I didn't know what was going on. I recorded that until the line went dead. And then a few minutes later, I got another call back from her phone. And this is a recording of that. Like I said, this is not easy to listen to. So if you don't think you can, don't listen. And let me know if you can hear it. Oh God.
Well, I may have left the voicemail, but Andrea's gone.
What do you mean gone? Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What?
Yeah. I just got home from Charlotte and she killed herself, apparently.
With what?
Her fucking gun. Standing in with a sheriff deputy now and they're treating her in fire. I don't know what's going on.
Dude, I just fucking talked to her.
And that's what I said to the deputy. We have friends who would have told me.
I talked to her at 3:00. I talked to her at 3:00 and she was fine. I talked to her at 3:00 and she was fine. She even gave me her email address today to send an email to her. Because she was gonna send it out to people, and this is very shocking.
I got home from Charlotte. I got in the shower, got out of the shower, went in to say hi to her, and she's fucking gone.
This doesn't make sense. She was fine.
Yeah. That's what I said to the
I talked to her at 3.
If you want to call me.
Dude, I was on the phone with her at 3.
And I got home about 3:30.
She was fine. She was fine. What the fuck? What the fuck? She was gonna come up here? This is crazy.
Honey, I don't think we need to.
This is crazy.
I don't think we need to hear anymore. I think the point is proven here.
How the fuck is this happening?
This guy is definitely
And she had to just wait
not
for it.
right.
Just wait for it. She had been drinking nothing. She'd gotten drunk earlier in that week. What the fuck? You just wait. Like, literally.
Yeah. So apparently, Rabbit is trying to say she was a drunk, and that she had not very long to live either, because she had health issues and she had fibromyalgia. I mean, there's treatment for the ailments that she had, and yeah, those kind of things don't. I mean, if you're as long as you're treated, then you're not going to become suicidal over things like that. Sure, she was in pain. Um, I would imagine with fibromyalgia, and I've heard a lot of people can be in a lot of pain from it, but it just doesn't add up because she was in Utah Cop Watch's live stream on the day that she died, and she was making plans to kick Billy to the curb. And the reason I know that is because I saw um, text messages. I'm not going to say from whom or who she was texting, but I saw them, and I know she was getting ready to leave him, and he was going to be without a home. He was going to be without a vehicle, the new truck. He was going to be without a lot of things, and he thought that just because he was married to her, he could get her money that was in a trust and be able to live in that home that was also in a trust. We know these things. Um, Direct communication with certain people. I'm not going to say who, but we know. And so uh, I can't say who right now. That's all going to come out. So um, I wish I could tell you guys more, but you just can't. You can't say everything until there's court, right? So just keep that in mind. No, you're right about that, Bill.
And you don't start acting crazy. I can't believe they were at the wrong time. I got to make out. I put their stuff down.
What the fuck? What the fuck? She had just talked to, oh my God. Oh my God, she was sounding so good today. What the fuck? Oh my God. Now, just so you know, half an hour of talk, that doesn't make, just so you know, he's standing in front of police officers as he's talking to me. Oh my God. Makes fucking sense. I talked to her for 23 minutes at 3 o'clock. So 3:23, I hung up with her. How the fuck could she die in 7 minutes?
West Side Accountability. Welcome to the stage, sister.
What's up?
Love having you up here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I took something from your live stream too that I'm going to share. I hope you're okay with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So once we get done finishing this phone call here with the crocodile wailing going on, we'll go ahead and play that.
Okay.
Do you have anything you want to talk about right now?
No, just I hope she's resting in peace and she can have peace soon.
Yeah.
She deserves
I hope
peace.
so.
She deserves justice. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
I agree. You know, and we don't know everything. I mean, innocent until proven guilty, but man, oh man, a lot of things are just not adding up on his story. So, and we have to voice that. We have to put it out there in the public to put pressure on the government to not only investigate but do a good investigation. And if they decide to prosecute, he deserves a trial. But you know, the only way that we're going to be able to put pressure on our government to do something is with public pressure, and that's what this is about right now, in my opinion. That's the way I see it. And for people to poo-poo on talking about these things, it's just not fair to call us assholes because we have questions, you know.
Right.
So that's just my opinion, but I think I'm right.
Hey, I've got 7 fucking minutes. I didn't hear shit. 7 minutes, within 7 minutes. And the dogs weren't going crazy or nothing. Even when I was out of the shower, nothing. No. But she's cold. She's cold. I mean, she's cold. It don't make any sense on myself. What the fuck, dude? I was on the phone with that old mom for a half hour giving CPR. What the fuck, dude?
Nope.
Nope. Nope. I talked to her till what the fuck? She was fine.